I just think, and you know way better than me,
Yeah.
but like, it just feels like people are jealous of this new little wave of.
They are, but I just hate that because like, this is what we've always wanted as a league. So like, who cares who gets the credit? And if you're smart, you're making money off of them.
Yeah.
Like you are literally making money from the viewership.
And why bully the person who is like not 100% responsible, but like has a huge role in growing your sport?
Dude, and it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
The silence was suffocating. The bullying had festered unchecked, poisoning the game in plain sight. For months, fans begged for anyone to call it what it truly was, targeted harassment. But no one inside the WNBA dared, until now. Sophie Cunningham finally broke through the wall of silence, saying out loud what millions had been screaming into the void. Enough is enough. If you stand with Sophie, drop it in the comments. Protect Caitlin Clark. This is where the fight begins.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as.
The noise has reached a breaking point. The tension is no longer bubbling beneath the surface, it's erupting. And now, the whispers that once lived in angry comment sections and heated group chats have exploded into a public storm. Thanks to someone on the inside, Sophie Cunningham, that hasn't just watched what Caitlin Clark is enduring. She's lived it. She's felt the sting, and she refuses to stay silent while the league's brightest star is battered, disrespected, and sabotaged by opponents and even referees who should be protecting her, not punishing her. But what happens when the shield itself becomes the weapon?
One of the biggest stars the WNBA's ever
Who's that?
had. Her name rhymes with Schmaitlin.
Hurtland?
Yeah. What has that been like, seeing her not only kind of transform a league, but also just be like,
No,
is that fair to say? Okay.
Not even just the league, but like
The
women's
sport,
basketball as a whole around the
Yeah.
world. No, I think it's awesome. I think it's so funny because she's like 22, 23 years old and the whole world is watching her.
Then came the moment fans will never forget. Cunningham didn't hide behind vague words or quiet sympathy. She stepped forward, risking everything, and swung not just at players, but at the entire system itself. The very league profiting off Caitlin Clark's star power was dragged into the harsh light for abandoning her. And who was holding the flashlight? Sophie Cunningham. For the first time, the insiders were being forced to face what fans already knew. But the real question, would the league listen or bury the truth?
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. CC. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent. And like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But
Right.
there's just more for her.
But what Sophie revealed next was chilling. Even having a battle-tested veteran by Clark's side may not be enough to shield her from the forces aligned against her. This isn't rookie hazing. This isn't welcome to the league bumps. This is deliberate, sustained, and malicious. And Sophie knows because she's seen it up close. Back with the Phoenix Mercury, she was in the locker rooms, in the huddles, part of the game plans. And yes, those plans included roughing up Caitlin Clark, teaching her the real WNBA. These weren't random hits, they were premeditated strikes. Which begs the question, if it was designed then, what's being designed now?
So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like actually it's just too much. And
Yeah.
like, it's just, I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much.
And yet, from this side of the battle line, it looks even darker. Cunningham admits every rookie gets tested, but this is something else entirely. Now that she wears the same jersey as Caitlin Clark, she sees the vendetta from a terrifying new angle. What are people doing? She asked. It's just too much, and she's right, it is too much. But if it's already escalated this far, where does it end?
There's no player ever that's gotten this type of treatment coming into the league. LeBron would probably be the closest person that got this type of treatment. And that's only because he big as fuck and he used to come to the lane, and the only way you could stop him is to pull him down. But even when they used to pull his ass down, they did not try to hurt him. A lot of times they would just grab LeBron and just stop him from falling. It wasn't malicious with this shit. And it's so sad that y'all just turning a blind eye. Y'all just like, oh, it's not bullying. She's not getting targeted. She deserves it because she talks trash. Oh my God.
The numbers tell a brutal story. Caitlin Clark has absorbed more punishment than anyone in the league. In her rookie season alone, she's been the target of 20% of all flagrant fouls. Think about that, 1 out of every 5 flagrant calls was on her. She's already missed games with 3 separate injuries, 2 groin strains and a quad issue. That's not random. That's not bad luck. That's a campaign. And the scars prove it.
All the sports anchors, they're all haters too. That's crazy. They're definitely not analysts. They don't know shit about basketball. Rick, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never seen so much hate on a new athlete since I've been living. Since my 43 years of living, I've never seen so much hate towards an athlete. He says, oh, she's not getting bullied. This is normal physicality. If you're gonna be talking shit, putting it in my face and saying, yeah, what up, then you gonna have that shit coming for you. Somebody gonna bust you in the mouth for knocking a shot down and talking shit about.
But here's the terrifying part, it's escalating. Exactly as Sophie Cunningham warned. Kennedy Carter's cheap shot somehow ruled a common foul. Alyssa Thomas' violent shoulder check magically escaped a flagrant. Marina Mabry's blatant shove that sent Clark crashing to the floor, completely ignored. The official's message couldn't be louder. We're not calling anything and Sophie isn't guessing. She's lived this league for 6 years. She's battled against Clark. Now she's beside her, and she knows better than anyone what's fair and what's foul. But when the rulebook becomes meaningless, what's left?
Look, what we all been witnessing right before our eyes about our precious CC, my precious CC, Caitlin Clark. For the ones who didn't know. So basically, she was saying that when they was preparing, when she was on the other team before she came to the Indiana Fever, we talking about Sophie Cunningham. She was basically saying that the Phoenix Mercury players were basically game planning and saying that they was gonna assault her.
Then came the moment that transformed Sophie Cunningham into a legend on her podcast, Show Me Something. She didn't hold back. She ripped the cover off what she called the anti-Clark agenda. Her voice cracked with rage. It pisses me off when people say she's not the face of the league. But Sophie didn't stop with words. On the court, she delivered a hard foul on Sheldon that sparked an all-out melee. It wasn't reckless, it was calculated. A message burned into the hardwood. If you come for Caitlin Clark, you answer to me. But what happens when an enforcer creates a war?
The first half, the refs didn't call. Someone should have been thrown out, and the refs did not call it.
Correct. I remember that.
They didn't. And so I was like,
That
all
was when
right.
she got full body
Dude,
chested.
by 3 people.
late- Yeah.
Like 2 people, and they're like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, if that was anyone else, I would have been booted out of the game. I know that for sure. I'm a little sassy, but like, so are they.
Your leash is shorter though, because they know.
Literally. I don't even have a leash. I just have a freaking collar and a hand on it. Anyway, so there was like 45 seconds left. The girl stole the ball and I was running back and I was like, we're up. I don't need to foul. And I was like, just let her go. And I was like, all right, like, who cares? Last second, intrusive thoughts. I was like, fuck.
And fans, they went wild. Within just 48 hours, Sophie's TikTok following exploded by 600,000. Her jersey sold out nationwide. But this wasn't just support, it was a movement. People weren't only cheering her name, they were crowning her something the WNBA has been desperate for, the enforcer. Fans put their money where their passion was, buying every scrap of Cunningham merch until retailers had no choice but to slap sold-out signs on the shelves. But was the league ready for what it just unleashed?
I went from, I think, like,
Followers, yeah.
350,000 and like maybe 200,000 on TikTok.
You had 200,000 on TikTok a month ago?
No. I
Before the fight.
Before the fight, and then I had like 350 on 100,000 on Instagram. Over the night, or over like a day and a half, over 1 million on both. Insane. This is coming from me though, dude. I got tired of seeing myself.
I get it.
And I love myself.
Oh, I get it.
I love myself. I was over it.
Because Sophie didn't stop at players, she went straight for the referees. Enough was enough. Protect Caitlin Clark or be called out. Her sharpest strike came in the simplest form, a tictor. The WNBA predictably didn't like being embarrassed. Their response, a $500 fine. And Sophie's reaction was priceless. With a smirk, she fired back. I got fined $500 for this TikTok. I don't know why this is funny to me. Like, okay, you got it, bud. Because clearly, there aren't more important things to worry about in our league right now. Mic drop. But if Sophie is willing to torch the refs and the league itself, how far is she willing to go next?
I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What call are you like bugged out?
All of them.
Most? Everything?
Like, it's just like they're just so inconsistent. Like, that's my thing. Like, if you're on the other team and you're going to be finding the shit out of me,
yeah.
cool. But let me do it to
Didn't
you.
let you, yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
want
Like,
consistency then.
yeah, like just give. And I think that's players across the league and like new fans across the country. Like everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know. And you finding me $500 is not going to do shit.
And it's not just Caitlin Clark taking hits without protection anymore. Sophie Cunningham is feeling the impact too. In a brutal matchup with a Connecticut Sun, an elbow slammed into her face. No whistle. Another game against the Sparks, she was grabbed by the neck in a scramble. Again, nothing. Same song, different verse. What once targeted only Clark is now aimed at anyone daring to defend her and Sophie. She walks straight into the fire. She refuses to flinch. Cunningham is calling out what others dodge in whispers. Jealousy, the green-eyed monster of WNBA locker rooms. Most players avoid it. Sophie shouts it with a megaphone. The proof is undeniable. In 2025 All-Star voting, Clark led the fan vote by a mile, yet barely cracked the top 10 among players. Dick Vitale called it pure jealousy. Sophie agrees. And the petty bitterness doesn't stop there. Some players celebrate Clark's injuries. Others throw shady remarks in interviews. But Sophie knows the truth. Clark's rise lifts everyone. Higher salaries, better travel, booming ratings, sold out arenas, all thanks to the Caitlin Clark effect.
One of the biggest epidemics in the history of sports right now is going on with the WNBA and their referees. They suck. All right, their referee situation blows. The officiating, they can't get the calls right. When they do go over to look at something, it takes them forever, and then they still get it wrong. And they also will not come down on these players for trying to take out the league's greatest asset. The league's greatest golden goose that is going to eventually make all these players and the commissioner and all these people all this money. They won't officiate.
Now things take a darker turn. Sophie has seen it herself, and she's raising the alarm. Caitlin Clark is missing huge chunks of her second WNBA season, and no one dares explain why. 14 games missed, 3 soft tissue injuries, quad strain, left side groin strain, right side groin strain. Even the Commissioner's Cup final and her hometown All-Star game. A woman who played for full seasons at Iowa without missing a single game. A rookie, season in the W, perfect attendance, and now she's sidelined in the league's most critical moments. This isn't bad luck. This is relentless, targeted damage, and it's unchecked.
You got tossed.
And it's 2-on-1. Yeah, I got tossed.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we're good. But so in a situation like that, does Caitlin come up to you after and say like, because the internet whole thing was, look at fucking Sophie sticking up for Caitlin, like this is dope.
But I was.
No, I know you were.
But in the locker room, I think she was like, finally, you know, like finally someone else. I was like, dude, I got you. Like it's, but I think that kind of had our team come together as a whole. And it's like, no, we gotta have like, it was
awesome.
Yeah, no, it really was though. Like, I feel like everyone was like, you know, like we do have to protect each other.
And it's not just fans or analysts noticing. Caitlin's brother, Colin Clark, briefly posted online blaming referees for her latest injury. He deleted it, but the message rang loud and clear. Even her family sees it. Sophie doesn't need social media receipts, he's living it. On the floor, she watches Clark absorb blow after blow while referees stare blankly. Silence from the league is deafening. But Sophie, she refuses to stay quiet. She's not just witnessing history, she's shaping it.
Good handful that it's like, all right, dude. And there's a couple girls in there
Dumb
too.
question. Like, if someone were to like say someone called men's basketball their whole life and then went over to women's, would they be expected to call the game differently? Just given like the style and like physicality and stuff like that?
This isn't just words. Sophie Cunningham has taken action on and off the court. She's become Clark's shield, taking fouls, delivering elbows, drawing the heat. She's now one of the most fouled players in the league, right up there with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. But instead of backing down, she doubles down. She's showing the league, if you target Clark, you'll have to go through her first. Fans are eating it up. Her follower count has exploded past 1 million on TikTok and Instagram. Big name deals with Adidas, Ring, and Arby's followed. She launched her own podcast, Show Me Something, under Colin Cowherd's network. The volume, her defense of Clark has become a full-fledged brand.
Thing that I have the biggest issue about the female sides of refs is like, they're so emotional. Like the guys, no, the NBA officials, like the NBA players mother those officials like no other.
Yeah.
Like I've worked broadcast, I've been to games, I'm friends with these people. They mother them.
Yeah.
And the only person that I've ever seen able to like motherfuck a ref on the women's side is Diana Taurasi.
And they like take it.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah, they have
And
to.
like, but when she's probably one of the worst people that I've seen go after refs, and I loved every second of it.
While most WNBA players keep complaints behind closed doors, Sophie blasts hers across the loudest platforms. That viral TikTok calling out the refs, 1.3 million views and counting. Her jersey sales through the roof after a single fearless play defending Caitlyn. She's gone from role player to fan favorite almost overnight. But this isn't just about that. It's about giving a voice to millions who've watched Clark get abused, asking why is no one doing anything. Now someone is on, it's working. Here's what sets Sophie Cunningham apart. She sees the bigger picture. The WNBA cannot ride the wave of Caitlyn Clark's fame while letting her get battered. You don't burn down the golden goose that's making your league relevant, you protect her at all costs. Sophie knows if nothing changes, the WNBA risks squandering its biggest chance to reach a mainstream audience. This isn't small. It's existential.
Now, like the refs, and I'm not saying they're emotional, like the men and women, it doesn't matter the gender.
Yeah.
On our side, they are too emotionally invested and they can't take it. And I'm like,
Is it new to the WNBA that you guys are like maybe talking more shit back to refs, or has that been a thing forever?
oh, it's always been a thing.
Caitlyn Clark's value is off the charts literally. Her rookie trading card just sold for $660,000, more than 8 times her current salary. That's not hype. That's history. And every ignored foul, every cheap shot, every shady no, it's like lighting a match next to the league's future. Sophie Cunningham sees it all and she's putting her body on the line to stop it. That $500 fine. Chump change compared to the millions she now commands in marketing power. Her viral, foul-defending Clark didn't just make headlines, it turned Sophie into a household name. She's proven that courage, combined with common sense, can be a winning formula. But the question lingers, how far will she have to go before the league finally listens?
Let's take a look at this photo right here. If this doesn't tell you that Caitlyn Clark, everywhere she goes, moves the needle, ESPN and all these talking heads are idiots. She did not even play in this game. This game was actually the Barbie game for Angel Reese. But look at the amount of people that came to this game just to see Caitlyn Clark sit on the...
Sophie Cunningham has done what WNBA leadership should have done months ago. Make a choice. A choice between petty jealousy or professional growth, between enabling toxic targeting or lifting a generational superstar. She's drawing the line not just for Caitlyn Clark, but for the league itself. Now the ball is squarely in the WNBA court. Will they do the right thing, or let their biggest draw get run into the ground? The signs are clear. Clark's injuries aren't slowing, the targeting continues, and the officials remain clueless. But finally, someone is holding them accountable. Sophie's voice is rising just as the league's credibility teeters. If change doesn't come fast, the WNBA won't just lose one player, they'll lose the future. Sophie sees the storm and charges straight into it. While others hid, she stood tall. And if you agree with Sophie, comment, protect Caitlyn Clark, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and click the video on the screen because the story is far from over.